Hello, guys. Welcome back to another stream. So we have some very, very big news for you. First things first, though, as always, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, hit on the bell notifications, give me all of them, and then we will be properly signed up. So, quick overview, looking at the crypto market. AJ, do you want to give us just a little overview? Obviously there's an awful lot of green.
Yeah.
But firstly, how are you and what are we looking at here?
Yeah, so I'm doing well, thank you. The weather in England is lovely today, so I'm gonna have to enjoy that a little bit later on.
Get
But yeah,
yourself
the crypto
outside, stop
market,
being a
we're having
geek.
a sorry.
Get yourself outside and stop being a nerd.
Sorry, you lagged out there a little bit. You have to say it again.
Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, so the crypto market it's looking good at the moment. You know, we're seeing a lot of green. We're seeing a sea of green, which is obviously great. Looking at the technicals are looking very bullish as well. In the shorter term, we might see a little bit of a pullback, and obviously I'll go through that with you a little bit later on because we are seeing these indicators get a bit oversold, but we're also seeing some breakouts on the altcoins as well. You know, some of those altcoins that haven't moved yet, we have seen some of those altcoins move, but some of them that haven't moved yet, like Solana, for example. So we will be taking a look at them later on, so make sure you stick around for those.
There we go. So, I mean, even I'm starting to get like so excited. I'm putting bloody price targets of like $5 on things like Tether. I'm like, everything's going up. That was a joke. I know it's a stable coin, guys. I know. So just to go into why it is we're seeing some of this, excitement, energy, and just, I guess like some very excited, nerds like me and you.
Yeah.
Or we'll call ourselves innovators. That sounds better.
Innovators.
But looking at what we can see here, so this is just an overview as to what's going on today in the markets as to why. So obviously Wednesday softer than expected US inflation data is part of the reason as to why we're seeing this massive jump. It came in at 8.5 as we went through yesterday, as opposed to the 9.1 that came in June. Now, despite the Fed's unwavering rhetoric, this release has given investors hope that the pace of rate rise in the US will slow and that the fabled soft landing may be less elusive than feared, because they've always said, inflation's transitory, we're going to have a soft landing. And everyone's like, no, we're not. We're coming down like a plane over a cornfield or something. We're coming down hard. But that's because no one believed the Fed. Now, I do want to say some people are talking about, hey, the Fed might just stop all rate hikes. I don't think that's the case. And looking at the Minneapolis Fed president, he said that he wants the Fed's benchmark interest rate at 3.9 by the end of this year and 4.4 by the end of 2023. Now, again, saying that it's not realistic to conclude that the Fed will start cutting rates early next year when inflation is very likely to be well in excess of the 2% goal. So these, it is going to take a couple of years. And so we're looking at these 3.9 and 4.4. Obviously, this is just one guy's opinion, but still fairly representative. And Chicago counterparty said inflation remains unacceptably high, because it is a bit crazy, isn't it, AJ? Like, we're at, what was it, 8.5?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, well, that's so good. It's like, well, actually, when you think about it, it's still actually is really, really bad.
I've seen a meme going around, looking.
Was that the Squid Games one?
Was it a few months ago? We were all panicking about it being 8.5, but now we're happy it's 8.5 because it's coming back down. Is it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Squid Games. Yeah, that was quite jokes too.
I haven't seen the Squid Games ones, but I've seen a couple.
Yeah. It's the old man. He's like he's curled up in like the corner, and it's like May 8.5 inflation, and then it's like 8.5% inflation in August, and he's there like when he's just about to jump over the line because he passed. He's all happy and all this. But just to go through, so today, guys, we have the US PPI, and then we also have the initial jobless claims. So that's coming out today. One thing I wanted to mention, though, was during our stream, it was 58% probability when the CPI was released of a 75 basis point hike. And then obviously, so that was for because the trading day hadn't technically started. And then as soon as the trading day had started, that 58 went down to 34. And now again, it's dropped even further to 25% likelihood of a 75 basis point hike. So it's most likely that we're going to have a 50 basis point hike coming up. And then throughout the year, in November, again, another 50 basis point hike, and then again a 25 basis point hike is most likely that we're going to see here. So that's kind of how we're looking for the coming few months. And I just want to kind of go through this quite quickly. Looking at this GDP from the UK. So if you're trading any Forex, be very, very careful. And then the Michigan consumer sentiment, that will probably move markets. And anything in the, the FTSE, for example, in the UK, that's going to have kind of a big effect. Now, I can't really...
It won't be on the US stock market. It'll be on the UK stock market, won't it?
Yeah, that FTSE 100.
Yeah.
There you go. Obviously, Mr. UK over here, AJ, you representing.
Yeah, Mr.
Boris
Leave,
Johnson
Mr. UK to Dubai over here.
Yeah, I'm Mr. UAE now.
Just say a quick hello to Jason. Hello. And the Mr. New Creation. Hello. How are you doing?
Hello, Jason Investor. Hello, guys. You got my attention. If I had your attention, should have seen us yesterday. We were on fire. That CPO, very nice. We can't really go into today's stream without talking about the successful Gioli testnet merge. So now the next step is just go on, do the merge. That's literally the only thing that we're waiting on now for Ethereum. So, I do think we're going to have a nice old pump. It's like a pump action shotgun is that's what I'm going to refer to Ethereum as. And as a result, so realized market cap has just reached a 1 month high. That was actually not what I wanted to show. It was on Glassnode though. It was all-time profit of percentage of addresses in profit had 7-day moving average just reached a 1 month high. So that's very good. And that is Ethereum percentage of addresses. So, most people are like buying and obviously it goes down and they're all sad and they hate it. But I think this may be, again, like a shift in consumer sentiment so that now even us newbies can, get excited about it, not just the institutional whales. And we're looking at that maybe around the 19th of September, just here on CoinMarketCal, in terms of different votes. So 318 votes, 92% confidence that it'll happen on 19th of September or earlier. But, you could say it will happen at like the end of time or earlier without putting like a real timeline on it. So we'll have a look at that on the in a second on the technical side of things. Just quickly, I want to go through, have a quick look at this. So saw this, the Bitcoin March 2020 bull trap. Here we go. And crash are quite similar to the current setup. So he does have a bit of a quite a good point here. This is a much more, it's much faster, obviously, hello COVID. But what he's kind of saying is that obviously from this point, we had a massive push to the upside. And again, we could see the same thing here because, we had a drop of 63% and a drop of 63% here. So, it's an interesting take. AJ, what are you looking at technically? And what's your kind of take on some of these?
So what's that looking at? Bitcoin. We'll start off with
that was Bitcoin.
Yeah,
but
so
that
we'll
was
start
like
off with Bitcoin.
Super long, big time frame stuff.
Yeah. Well, we'll start off with the 8-hour and then we'll work our way up to the bigger time frames. But looking in the shorter term, what we can see here is we can see a nice support level along the bottom here. Let me just bring my pen tool up for you. So what we can see is we found nice support along this level. We can see we previously found some nice support along this level before. And, these are good entry points when we come and test these support levels. But what we're doing right now is testing this resistance level here at this yellow line. You can see we found resistance along this level as well. And we've broken out of this downtrending resistance level here, and we did come back and test that as support as well. So that was great. But what I want to look at is the indicators to see what the indicators are sort of indicating to me. And what the indicators are indicating to me is that we are getting into that overextended region. So as you can see on the stochastic RSI and the stochastic, we are in that overextended region, meaning that a pullback may be in play or a little period of consolidation. And same with the RSI. The RSI is getting close to that 70 mark. We're sat at around 65 right now. But yeah, getting ever so close to that initial
oversold region, isn't it?
overbought, overextended region. So what I am looking at for the price of Bitcoin now is a potential pullback back down to this support. I think that'll be healthy in the short term because it means that we can come up higher. And if we do come up higher, I've mentioned this in previous videos as well. I think the $28,500 level is a pretty realistic target if we do break above this resistance level here. So it would be nice if we could see a pullback to reset those indicators, and then we get that move and the break of the resistance. That's what I'll be looking for. But of course, there's also the opportunity that we could break to the upside here, and then we get that retest of the previous resistance as support, resetting those indicators, and then we get the move. So those are the sort of the two things that I'm looking at right now. We do still have around 3 hours and 40 minutes left of this 8-hour candle. So we do want to get a confirmed break, a confirmed candle break above this level. So we do have a way. We do still have quite a lot of time till this candle does close, but hopefully we can break above. If not, I do expect a rejection back down to the support. We can get some good entries here, then we can ride that up and hopefully get that break towards the upside. So that's what I'm looking at in the shorter term.
Quick question on that. So just in health plan here, we'll tackle Bitcoin first and obviously Ethereum after. What do you guys see as the first strong area of resistance? Would you say that this, where we currently are, is the first strong area of resistance, or is it like I don't know, been out of the gym for 3 months and used to be a strong area, but how strong of a resistance do you see this as being at the moment? How much of a threat is it that we're gonna push to the downside? In terms of like comparing the other key resistance levels.
Yeah, because it's only on the 8 hour. It's not a major resistance level, but it is a resistance level we do need to get above in the shorter time. So this isn't the major support level, but if we do get rejected from here, I think a pullback back down to this support level here is something that's pretty likely. Talking about the major resistance levels, we have above a major resistance level literally as of 20 minutes ago, just under 20 minutes ago. As you can see right here, we've got that confirmed candle break above this major resistance level. So that is very bullish for Bitcoin, and this could be what takes Bitcoin up to that $28,500 level, which if we do zoom out on the daily, it's a massive daily resistance level, because you can see dating all the way back to January 2021, this has been a major support level. So this is going to be a major resistance level for Bitcoin as of the future. So this is a level that at us coming up to, and because we've broken above this major resistance on the 12-hour, I do think it is pretty likely that we could come up and test that $28,500 level. Now, in the shorter term, yes, a little pullback could be in play because we have this resistance level here, and the indicators are showing us that they are in that overextended region. So maybe a pullback in that shorter time frame is something that's realistic, and we could get a retest of this resistance, which, because we are now above it, is going to act as support. So we can change that to support. Now, what I'm going to be looking at is these indicators. Now, the indicators, the stochastic RSI is indicating to me that we are in that overextended region. So maybe a little pullback in the shorter term on the daily chart, on the 12-hour chart, is something that's realistic. Back down to the support, get an entry there, and then we can ride that up to hopefully $28,500. But as of right now, I am sort of scaling into a long position. When we did get this break to this confirmed candle break towards the upside, I did open a little long position, but I'm not, going all in as of right now, because I want to have a confirmed retest of this for me to be confirmed. When we do come down and get that retest, then I'll enter that, then I'll scale that position down. dollar cost averaging that position down, but also increasing the size of that position as well. So Bitcoin is looking good. We're breaking above major resistances. Just on that shorter time frame, it does look like we do need a little bit of a reset of the indicators before making another move towards the upside. Obviously, this chart, the CPI data did come out yesterday. It came in lower than forecasted, which is great. And we can see that the market is reacting bullishly. We do have another major resistance level on this daily chart as well. As you can see here, we do have this bearish flag, and the top of the bearish flag is going to act as resistance as well. And that is sitting around $25,600 approximately. Now, there is a tweet that I wanted to bring up for you here, and this is Il Capo of crypto. He's pretty well known on Twitter for doing charts and his TA. So he's he's very well respected, and he's talked about 25,000 and 25,500 being the next target, and then new lows. So if you look at the chart here, you can see that he's sort of looking at the exact same thing that I'm looking at. He's looking at the price coming up to $25,500 approximately, and then getting new lows. Now, this is a scenario that could play out because we do still have that bearish flag, as you can see here. So what he's looking at, if I zoom in a little bit, he is looking at the price coming back up to the top of the flag here, getting a rejection from this major resistance level, and then coming back down to the support, potentially break support and forming new lows. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't know as of yet. It's too sort of early to predict that. I think personally, we want to wait until we see a confirmed break to the upside, which will invalidate that, or we get a confirmed rejection, which will validate that this bearish flag is still in place. So it's a bit controversial at the moment. We don't really know what's going to happen, but because we're broken above this is very bullish. Now we can start to talk about getting up to that $25,500 level, which isn't too far away. It's about $900 away, so it's not too far. But if we can break above that, then I think $28,500 is that next level, and then we can use this level here as a major support level because it's been major resistance before. So it's looking good for Bitcoin, but there is sort of that bearish scenario that is sort of just hanging off the table right now, and hopefully it doesn't play out. But if it does play out, as always, as we always say, we can
always get protection.
Yeah, always use protection, but we can also get those better entries. We can, continue to dollar cost average below 20,000, maybe back at $17,500 again, or even lower than that if the bearish scenario does play out.
Can you bring us into go back onto the smaller time frame? I believe it was the tab on the left.
This one here.
Yes. So, what is that lower Bitcoin entry? The lower yellow line. Thanks. I don't know if it was this that he was mentioning.
This one here.
Yeah. That's
maybe this one. So I'm long as of right now from $24,550 approximately. Only very slightly, but if we do get this pullback back down to the support level here, this blue support, that's another good entry point for me, and I'm going to dollar cost average that long position that I have, with my stop loss being around 5% underneath this support level here, because if we do break this support level, then we could see more price action towards the downside, and that could be a confirmed fake out. So around this support level is where I'm looking to dollar cost average my long position down and scaling the amounts that I am in that position up.
Nice.
So I'm scaling that position up as well. So that's what I'm looking for as of right now. And looking at this chart as well, it lines up with this chart. If we do get a rejection from this level here, then I will be loading up around this support level here, hopefully getting another bounce to test this resistance and get a break above that resistance. The level is, if I just draw a box in for you, I'm predicting the level to be around $23,700 and $23,300. Sort of this level here is a good entry point for me, and then I will ride that up to this resistance here. If we do get a break towards the resistance, I will scale that position up again as well. So that's what I'm looking at as of right now. And it's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking bullish. We just need to reset those indicators on the shorter time frames before I personally think we're going to see another move towards the upside. But Bitcoin is looking very bullish. The Bitcoin dominance is coming down to the support. So this is good for those altcoins, for those of
Not
you that are
surprised.
in those
Yeah.
altcoins.
Like Ethereum's bloody up by like 11%. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gonna. I think it's 100% gains since its previous low. On
it
you know
is.
its
It's over
all time.
100%.
Yeah,
It's,
recent low.
it's it's great. Yeah. So for all of you that got in at $900, I think was the low. Was it 908?
Did we get in at like around that level?
Yeah,
Well,
we bought at literally the bottom. We had a buy order at literally the bottom.
yeah,
So
because
I'm quite
this is.
happy about that.
I think we'll do another video, guys. But like you know, we remember if you have seen these for a while, you would have seen that we had a series of different entries, and we were buying Bitcoin at 17,000. Was it 17,500? Something like this, and
Yeah.
then buying Ethereum at 900.
Yeah,
And
we had some really nice buy orders in there, and they got filled. We still have some buy orders lower, and you know I don't really want to pull them out because there is sort of this bearish scenario hanging off the table as well. But I think we're gonna start looking at getting into some altcoins pretty heavily, because if we do break this support, and I think it is going to happen in the future, we are going to have a massive altcoin season.
Jason agrees with you.
Yeah. Altcoin season as of right now. Yeah, I don't think we're in a massive altcoin season, but obviously we are in an altcoin season. But once we break this support here, there's going to be one big altcoin season, and that's when I'm going to shift the majority of my personal portfolio into a lot of altcoins to try and benefit off it as much as possible.
Big up Bitcoin.
Should we have a look at Ethereum as well?
I just Brucey, just want to ask Brewski, are you DCAing in or out? So if you're DCAing out, just drop a little reason why. Good topic for conversation. That we carry on.
Yeah,
Ethereum, hit me up.
Ethereum, yeah, lots of support and lots of resistance coming in on Ethereum. Now, we do have this bear in here. This is a rising wedge pattern, so we do just have to be aware of that. But it's very bullish that we've broken this major support level along here. So this blue support here, we can see previously it's been major support and it's been major resistance when we were below it as well. We've broken above it and we're having a nice reaction, which is very, very good. I didn't enter a trade because I am still a bit skeptical about this rising wedge pattern here. So you can see the support along the bottom, lots of support, lots of resistance as well. And we are testing the resistance as of right now. If we have a look at the indicators, we can see that we're in that overextended region. The RSI is in that overextended region. It's in the over 70 level. And what we can see as well is a bearish divergence on this 12 hour. So we can see higher highs on the Bitcoin chart. As you can see on this resistance level here, we can see we're forming those, this Ethereum chart, we can see those higher highs forming. And then on the RSI, we can see momentum towards the downside. We can see lower lows on that RSI. Now, this is a bearish divergence. And for me, it is indicating that we could get a rejection from this resistance here, pull back down to this support level, and then a potential break of that support level, because again, it is a bearish pattern. So we do just have to be very aware of this if you are in a long position on Ethereum as of now. But it is good that we are above this support level here. This is going to obviously act as support if we do come back down and test it. And we do have this yellow support level here. Hopefully that could hold us up if we were to come back down. But because it's a bearish pattern, there is a possibility we could get a break towards the downside. And then we're looking at sort of these price targets down here for the TP1 and TP2. But if we do break above this resistance here, great. Then we're going to come up to this next resistance level here. And if we can break above that, then I think most definitely we are going to see Ethereum back up at around $2,400. But it is looking a little bit bearish right now, so we do just have to be aware of that. Be careful if you are entering any long positions on Ethereum. I do anticipate a rejection from this level because we are seeing that bearish divergence, but the indicators are also overextended as well. So
very overextended.
Yeah, just be very, very careful with that. That's why I'm holding off on a long position. If we did enter a long position at $1,850, we would be in a nice profit right now. But I didn't because of this rising wedge. And yeah, we just have to be very, very cautious about that. And that could bring us back down. Looking at the daily, Ethereum daily, that could bring us back down to this major support level here that you can see on this chart right now. This has been major support. If we were to break that support, that'll be very bearish, but hopefully we can continue to hold that support if we do get that pullback. But yeah, Ethereum is looking good, but we do just have to be aware of this bearish divergence and this bearish pattern as well. But yeah, we could see the price continue to break the resistance and come up. We can see a sort of channel forming as of right now. If I just change this to resistance, we can see this channel forming as well. So that could bring us back up to $2,000 if we come and test the resistance up here as well. So yeah, we just have to be very, very careful. If we do get a rejection here, then I do think the price is going to come back down to this yellow support level here. Ben, I know that you wanted to have a look at the DXY. I did do some TA on the DXY for you as well, because we are coming down, and that is great. It's great that we are coming down on the DXY. This is sorry, go on.
Because F you, DXY. Every time it goes up, Bitcoin goes down. Just hate it. Not a fan. Get rid of the dollar. Stop buying treasury bonds and start buying some Bitcoin. That's what I say to the institutions.
Yeah. yeah, but it's good that we're seeing the dollar come down. We are seeing it come down very slightly, but we do have to be aware that we're at, as Ben mentioned to me off screen. I didn't even realize it myself. We have this green level of support here that you can see. We've used it as previous resistance and previous support as well when we've been above it, and we are using it as slight support as of right now. So that is good for. Good for the dollar, but bad for crypto. So we want to get below this support level here. We don't want to be above this support level. We want to be below it so we can use it as resistance, get that rejection, and see more price action towards the downside. But what we're looking at on the DXY right now is a very strong support level here as well. This yellow support level, lots of support along this level. So if we do come down to this support level, we do want to break towards the downside for crypto to continue its price action towards the upside. But because we are seeing these slight bearish signs on the shorter time frames for Bitcoin and Ethereum, there is a possibility that we could get support along this green line here and come back and test the resistance, or we could break this green line here, come back and find support along this.
Most likely that's going to be the scenario
here. Find a bounce off that level and come back and test the resistance. Because crypto is having that slight pullback, potential pullback, I do think the DXY will have a little push towards the upside. And we do have to be aware that this falling channel is very bullish. It is a bullish channel. So there is a possibility we could break towards the upside and have some bullish price action towards the upside, which would initially be bad for the crypto market. Zooming out a little bit more on this 8-hour chart, we're looking at this major support level here, this diagonal yellow support. We did break towards the downside. We retested it as support and we got rejected. And that's why we are seeing the DXY have a nice pullback. Now, we could see it pull back all the way to the $103 level, which is a major resistance, major support level. If we do zoom out, I think it's on the weekly. So basically, what we have been looking at previously, Ben, we've showed this multiple times in the past.
It's like past 20 years, isn't it?
Yes, it's been in play since 2017, and you can see that every time we got rejected from this level. Well, I don't have it lined up. I don't have the Bitcoin chart lined up with it as of right now. I could just do that quickly. What we see when we do see a rejection from this.
And also, just while he's doing that, guys, we will increase the font size. I know you have that question. Carry on, AJ.
My charts are too small.
The price is too small on the right hand side, so we will change the font size.
Yeah, I can increase.
It's probably easier than you guys going out and buying like an 80-inch TV just to watch the video. We can accommodate.
Yeah, we can do that. I can increase it. So let me just line this up.
And we will answer health plan. We'll go back. Honestly, we will. But it's very much this like kind of standard correlation, isn't it? Of like, yeah, of every time we do have that massive push to the upside in the dollar,
Yeah,
Bitcoin's just the worst.
yeah, it has. So
Yeah.
what we can see, it's not lined up perfectly. It's not lined up perfectly, but basically, what it gives you a rough understanding. Basically, when we see a rejection from this resistance, let me make it bigger actually, and then you can actually see. When we get a rejection from this resistance on the DXY, we do see a pullback in the DXY, and we see a huge pump for crypto, as you can see here. When we find support along the support level, and we see a nice bounce coming back up to this resistance, we do see a major pullback for crypto. This has happened twice. The pumps and the dump on the DXY equaling a pump in the crypto market has happened twice, and the pump in the DXY, which resulted in a dump in crypto, has happened twice as well. As you can see, it happened there as well. So what I'm expecting is, if we do break below this, we do break below this support level on this DXY. What's going on with the chart? It's not letting me. Stop messing up. Here we go. So yeah, if we do come back to this support level here and we do break below it, then that's incredibly bullish for crypto. But because it is a major support level as of right now, because we are above it and we've used it as very strong support before, resistance before, then we are going to use it as support. So we do just have to be aware of that as well. So yeah, it's looking good. In sort of the longer term, I do think we are going to come and break below this support level here in sort of the longer term future. But in the shorter term, maybe a little bit of bullish price action for the DXY, which will most likely bring Bitcoin back down to this support level here, and also bring Ethereum back down to this support level here. Just being aware that we do have that this bearish pattern, and we do have that bearish divergence as well on Ethereum. So yeah, that's not looking too good for Ethereum. But if we can break above it, it's very, very bullish. So that's all I've got for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Fear and Greed Index.
Keep you up to date on Twitter as well, by the way. So make sure you follow us on there.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated after this live as well on Twitter. So yeah, follow us there. Do we want to look at some altcoins, Ben?
I think we'll do a separate video on altcoins.
Yeah,
I think that's what we should do. Yeah.
We've been live for
and so just quickly though, go back onto Ethereum on the slightly smaller time frame. Where do we see Ethereum resistance at? So what is that price up there? You see you've got a resistance box. What
I might have to start doing this. I'll start going to full screen. Why?
No, just we need to make the font bigger, but we'll do that after.
There is a way to do it. I'll figure it out. Sorry?
The red box above that, the one that says resistance. What's that price range?
So that price range is between $2,000 and $2,070. So that's sort of a major resistance that I'm looking at for Ethereum. You can see lots of resistance up here previously. So that's what I'm looking at for the next resistance. But the resistance as of right now is sat at $1,925. That's what we're testing as of right now. You can see previous resistance, major previous resistance. So if we do get a rejection here, a pullback is most likely in play. So the resistance as of right now is $1,925. So yeah, just be aware of that. And this is on the 12-hour charts. We still have this candle's just opened, so 11 hours and 20 minutes left of this candle. So a lot can happen in that time. But yeah, if we do get rejected here, a pullback is most likely in play, back down to approximately $1,800, I would say.
There we go. So also, just to answer your question there, Ian, if you remove it from full screen, AJ. On the left-hand side, there's a ton of tools. We're not going to go through how to draw the boxes and the lines, etc. I'm pretty sure there's some videos on YouTube from TradingView, so you can have a look there. But that's how you can kind of draw on these different lines, etc. On the left-hand side, that little column, down the left. The different tools to make it look nice and fancy, that's how we end up with our charts that we have. But I think overall, I think a small short-term pullback is probably makes sense, given that Ethereum's on a bit of a tear. We're up by what, like 8-9%? No, 9% in the past day, 20% in the past week, something like this. So and then Bitcoin's encroaching on around about what, 8% in the past week. So there probably will be a pullback, but I think that will give us that little, like you've said here, AJ, that little reset of the indicators, and then get us ready to kind of push forward, because we do have some very good news from the Fed, from the general markets. So I think everyone's feeling pretty optimistic, which I fully get behind. I like it.
Definitely.
Fun.
And this news has sort of, I was mentioning the other day before the CPI print came out, there was a lot of bearish technical indicators that were coming out, but because the CPI had a bullish reaction on the crypto market and the traditional market, we saw those bearish indicators just completely get wiped out, and we reacted bullishly, as you know. And this could happen again. This could be the exact same scenario. We're seeing these bearish indicators on Ethereum, a little bit on Bitcoin as well, but mainly on Ethereum. And what we could see is just those indicators be totally wiped out again, and we break the resistances. And what we're waiting for is a break of the resistance, breaking above, getting a candle confirmed close above that resistance for any more bullish price action to happen. But if we do get a rejection, then I think the bearish scenario will play out.
Yeah, I just quickly mention, I forgot to bring it up actually, but I didn't think we'd be on here for 36 minutes. However, we have the PPI month over month. This is the producer price inflation. So basically, I'm not going to paraphrase it. I'll just give you the exact answer. So for final demand measures, month over month changes in the price of commodities sold for personal consumption, capital investment, government, and export. It's composed of 6 main indices: final demand goods, so stuff that you buy, which includes food and energy; final demand trade services, just services; and final demand transport and warehousing services. So final, and then it's basically these, and then final demand services minus that. Basically, it's the producer price inflation. I thought these guys would summarize it really well. This is supposed to be the official definition. So it's basically the producer price inflation. So as a US producer, how much is it costing you extra month over month? So actually the price of, kind of producing stuff has gone down, which kind of makes sense. The cost of materials has gone down. Oil's gone down. Pretty much all of the commodities have, come down from those very, very high levels. So that kind of does make sense. Hence why the forecast, this before was at, this previously, I think was at 0.5, I want to say, something like this. But yeah, so the price has gone down, and they just thought, oh, well, maybe actually, it might still be up, but only by a little bit. It's gone down. So this does kind of give us a little bit more, faith. The price of making stuff's gone down. So then the economy might have that soft landing. And so that soft landing, is very good for the economy. Because if they can get inflation down to like a decent level, and the cost of living is not too high, people still, obviously, the employment has to come down. But if it doesn't come down by a massive amount, you've then ended up with a very good economy. And I think that's going to be what, the US want. Or at least I think so anyway. That's what I'd want.
Do you think we're going to see a reaction on the charts because of that?
No, not really. I think it's one of those things that's like, it's good to keep an eye on, and that would factor into a bigger decision. So the bigger decision would be, if I was maybe not just trading risk assets, because risk assets are very volatile, but if I was to be buying bonds, for example, I'd be like, well, should I buy German bonds or should I buy US bonds? And I'd be like, well, for the US, that kind of gives me some confidence that, the price of, like I say, just the price of making stuff has gone down. And so that means the US economy will recover faster, because even though it's costing more money to borrow, or cost you as a higher percentage, the Fed fund rate, more to borrow, then things are still cheaper. So you can still afford to like hire more people and stuff. So yeah, that's basically, it's a very long-winded, it's kind of boring, but it's, institutional. I have to try and get myself into the brain of an institutional trader.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
You don't want to trade like a retail trader. You want to trade like a retail trader because they always know a lot more than retail. Sorry,
it, trade
muddling
like
up
an
my words.
institutional trader. Yeah.
Institutional trader, not a retail trader, because they always know a lot more than retail traders do.
Yeah, exactly. Just YOLOing off the back of like Reddit, Reddit
Yeah,
thread, being like,
yeah.
"Yeah, here's my life savings. Go on, let's see what happens."
Yeah. Um,
um,
just a
yeah,
just a quick thing for the viewers. If there's any altcoins you want me to review, please put them in the comments now. I think I might go live again today and go through a lot of altcoins because we are seeing some nice breakouts on these altcoins as well, and potential breakouts coming as well. Some of them have broken out. We've seen some of the altcoins break out. Some of them are breaking out as of right now, and then some of them haven't had that breakout yet, and they're lagging behind a little bit. So we're going to be looking those sort of entry points as well on the altcoins as well.
for the
So
video.
put them in the comments now if there's any you want me to cover in the next video, and I will do that. I'll probably do it a little bit later on today as well.
So I feel like they're, people are talking about Doge.
Yeah, we'll have
I don't
a look at some Doge TA then. I did have a look at it, to be fair, the other day, and there was a small pattern on it, so I
Yeah,
can do that. And make
yeah,
sure you
that
like the
is true.
video as well. Put in your suggestions for altcoins I should review, and then slap that like button as well. And then I'll get that
Yes,
video out for you as well, reviewing them.
there we
Let me
go.
see.
I'm
So
going to throw one in
Doge,
there.
yeah,
Rose. Yeah,
Rose,
Rose.
yes, okay. Have a look at
I like it.
Rose. I
Yeah.
know you like
I
Rose.
was with my non-crypto friend yesterday, and he's started buying Bitcoin recently. Because I was like, mate, you just have to. And anyway, and he was like, oh, what do you recommend I buy? And I had to say, he gave me his phone, and he was like, okay, like buy something. And I just went and I bought loads of Rose. So he's got like tens of thousands of Rose, and I was like, this is going to be a good idea. Not
All in
financial
on
advice.
Rose.
Not
Yeah,
financial advice.
no.
But yeah, I think like I really like the project. I just really like it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, I fact that you do know why, but
Your
yeah.
favorite altcoin, Ben? Would you say?
Well, my favorite long term.
Long term, yeah.
I really like Cardano. It's kind of like a love-hate relationship I have with Cardano. Because I think it genuinely could and probably will be like really, really good. Maybe one of
Yeah.
those like background coins that like does a lot, but you don't really hear about it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why it could be very good, because I think the retail hype will die down, but I don't think that Charles Hoskinson's going for that retail, hype. I think he's going for like build it slow, build it right, and
Yeah.
get it like implemented in governments and stuff like that. That's where I think he's
Yeah.
he is onto something there. What about you?
Definitely.
What's your favorite altcoin?
For me, at this moment in time, I think Theta is one of my favorites. I think that could
Oh
be
yeah,
the next big game, next big streaming service. We've got co-founders from YouTube behind it and co-founder from Twitch behind it as well. And yeah, it's making money whilst you're asleep, pretty much. You can lend out your broadband from your computer and your computer power. You can lend it out to people nearby, which I think is very useful, because you buy a computer and your computer devalues over the months and the years that you have it. So why not try and make a bit of money off it as well? So I think that's a
yeah,
very,
that
very
is true.
clever idea.
And also, like, I guess if I'm, would it work for Bitcoin mining? Could you just like borrow other people's computing power and like mine? It probably wouldn't. No,
I don't know. I'll have to read
I don't
into
think
that.
it would.
I doubt it, because you need a lot of power to mine Bitcoin. Maybe some
Yeah.
smaller altcoins.
Just go over to
Mm,
like Google. They have like supercomputers they're testing in like Facebook and Google. Just walk into there and be like, oh
connect
hey,
to that. Yeah,
mind if I just mine all of the Bitcoin?
yeah,
Oh, jokes. Also, I know that there's a time, like a time thing, in terms of you can't just mine all the Bitcoin at once. But yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. Obviously, watch out for AJ's video coming up later on today. That's going to be very good, finding out those entries into those altcoins, and obviously covering off everything that you guys have wanted. So, in order
yeah,
to do that, make sure you hit the bell notification on the YouTube.
yeah.
That is going to be key. And subscribe to the channel, hit like on the video. I know there's plenty of you here who haven't done it. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I don't know how to do it, but we could probably reverse search your IP address.
Someone said I'm booked to the mic. Sorry. I need to sort of play around with that, see if I can turn it down for you.
Yeah. Brucey, how do you know that? You can do it on NiceHash. Find out where people are. People who haven't liked my video. I like that. Okay, Brucey, you're going to be victim number 1. I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Joking.
Ben turning up at your doorstep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one wants that. No one wants that. I'll tell you that for nothing. All right. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Watch out for the video later on from AJ, and we'll just go through some of the key coins that we like. Anyway,
yeah. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Okay, thank you very much. Is that what it sounds?